officially welcome y'all to the lane. This is a group of longtime friends. We've known each other for almost 20 years.
Just about.
Yeah,
That's
long time.
crazy. But we're going to let
It's been a
everybody
That long.
individually introduce themselves. I go by Face.
You can call me Benny.boom, benny.boom. Make sure that I is in the middle. You heard me.
You just call me Big Zay.
Big Zay. Okay. I ain't know that's what we was calling you. I ain't calling you that. Somebody else can call him that. I ain't
Oh,
calling
here
him.
you go.
I am Joe Smith. You can Google me.
Google me, baby.
Hey everybody, I'm Ashley Sheree.
And now she gonna be Ashley Sheree. That's catfish right
Oh
there.
my god, it always say
That is a
catfish.
catfish.
She already
Never
started.
catfish.
Already
Catfish.
started with the
That's
nonsense. But no, we just a group of friends who decided to give different perspectives on life. We ain't really trying to be clickbaity and all that nonsense. Like, we just want genuine conversations where people can connect, and it ain't no us just trying to tell everybody in the world how to live. We just want to have the conversations that everybody have amongst themselves and give people to relate to somewhere to come. Anyway, one of the things we do definitely want to introduce, even though this is the introduction phase of the show, is we'll have this segment we call a safe space. And pretty much what the safe space will be one of us giving, our outlook on a certain aspect of our life where we feel as though not many people are having conversations about, so that viewers and people don't feel like they're alone. It's one of those things where we'll have dialogue and try to educate ourselves, because as you can see with 5 different people, we've all experienced something different in life. I come from the streets, came to church chasing a female. A few of my brothers was raised here. Ashley, we was outside.
Outside.
We was outside. So
I see
Yeah,
them
I mean,
outside. That's
Okay.
I saw them outside and I brought you into the church.
no, I just
You ain't
told,
bring
I
nobody
just
in.
literally
God.
just told the world that I was chasing a female. I was chasing cheeks, bro.
I saw Marcus wandering and I said, the
Right.
Lord is watching
He
you.
was Marcus was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed out there.
But
Had to wrinkle him in.
His wheels
speaking of
in.
the whole female thing, one of the things we wanted to talk about was the Cam Newton and Dr. Bryant, Cheyenne Bryant.
Yeah.
There's a few things in that interview that are just like, I was listening to Cam and I was like, bro, what's on your mind? Because it's just like, you got a whole female therapist sitting across from you who talks to these people every single day. And it's just like, everything is just like, like over your head.
I think people like Cam Newton for from that status, that standpoint, it's hard for them to tell them anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you get to a certain place as far as life, you can't say MVP, been to the Super Bowl. He even has his new venture with this podcast. He's even successful in that realm.
Yeah, that
So
joint
who are
fire.
you to? And then every girl that I ever wanted, I probably was able to get. So who are you to tell me, oh, I can't do this or I'm not gonna be able to do that? I think now you just look at it for the point of, like, what you expect a guy like Cam Newton to understand. Like,
But when my thing is, when did it become a thing where you got to such a level that you can accept criticism of your lifestyle?
I think it always been that.
When the
Like,
contract,
why is that a thing?
When that contract.
when the contract started hitting millions, they stopped caring what other people had to say.
Yeah, but morals
You ever
and
seen what
values
Lil
are
Wayne look
taught
like?
from your mom and your parents and decent family members. That's something that you learn. So, I mean, do you forget that when you have? Does money make you forget that, or clout make you forget
Because
that?
Jay, real quick, because you also got to remember in this conversation and that he's having with her, there's references made to his parents, and his parents are church going
Right.
individuals.
Yeah.
So it's like, at some point in time, it's like, bro, based on where you come from, how you was raised, and what your moral standpoint is, it's like, bro, it don't match up.
Yes.
Yeah, I think honestly that his money and ego has pushed him. I feel like church is in the background, but it's not the forefront.
It's
of
so
his
far in
mind
the background
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it ain't even
Like-
it ain't even recalling.
I
at
agree.
all. Like I
agree.
think like he'll play
That's in the
gospel.
trunk.
He'll play gospel music while
Don't
he's
mean-
working out.
Don't mean nothing.
But when it comes to actually practicing what you preach,
Living it.
he's not. He has 8 kids out of wedlock,
Right.
and I can understand if you have mistake, but he's
And he
purposely
wants
having
more.
these kids, and he wants more. It's
He
like
didn't
it's
say anything about a wife.
at all. So it's like there's no way you can. He can't. Church is not present at all.
Right, he
That's the
can't-
world and
Or
money.
It was something that the lady said in response to when he said he still wanted the other kids, or she was like, and he was saying because he's taking care of the kids, it's justified. And she actually made a comment on it.
I think you're talking about the broken home segment.
Yeah,
part.
right. You're
Yeah.
creating all these broken homes and being okay with it. You know, if we get the clip, we're gonna plug that clip in so that the people know what we're talking about. We're gonna plug that in. So, but at the same time, it's like a person like that probably doesn't even respect this woman on her level. So it's like he looking at her like
Yeah, he looks so irritated. doing that.
you're coming here to talk to me. Like I haven't sought you out. I don't know how that connection happened.
He
but
definitly had the "this is my show" look.
This is
on
my.
his
This
face.
is what you can't tell me nothing. How about this? Y'all coming here telling me where I should sit. I'm sitting where I want to sit.
So regardless of that,
I want this
you sit
seat.
where I tell you to sit. That's the point. If someone's coming to
And I
your,
ain't got no
if
money.
someone's coming to your show, obviously the only reason why people know who you are is because of me.
Right.
So people are now giving her credit just because she like schooled or she ate them up. So she ate Cam Newton, but the reason why people
Pause.
know who you are, pause.
That's not a
Why
pause.
would that
Right,
be
well,
a
that's
pause?
what-
She's
yeah.
a female.
Not on this show. We don't condone it.
Well, now you just made everyone think about, well, why did he say pause?
Yeah,
So
I
either
was
way,
lost.
she came to Cam Newton's podcast, and now she's trying to talk to him about his relationship, which is so many different factors that I think rich men, I mean super rich, not just having money, but super rich men go through in terms of not wanting to marry because that woman may try to take everything. Little sidebar, Judge Mathis is about to get a divorce
Crazy. I seen
after
that clip on
39
Instagram.
years.
I saw that. Yeah,
So
I saw
it's like
that.
so many different things why a guy who's rich doesn't want to get married, but I don't agree with the next part, which is I'm still going to have a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's where I think I kind of draw the line of like, if you're going to be this kind of guy, I'm thinking how many more women do you want to add to your list? But I don't think
he
he's
competed
looking
with
at
Nick
it from a
Cannon.
Christian perspective
No.
Yeah.
of what it's actually doing to the women and those kids.
Correct.
Not to mention of
And
who are these
she
women
made
that are
point.
signing up,
She
right?
made that point. She definitely made that point when she said, "You're not considering the damage that you're putting onto your children by creating these broken homes." Because he was saying it's not broken. Like, I still take care of my kid. And I think he missed it. Like, that went over his head.
Oh yeah.
He was saying that he wasn't creating broken homes because he was still taking care of
Right.
his kids. And she was like, "No, you're creating broken homes because you're not in the household with these children.
Right.
Like,
So-
you can't give all of them equal time and opportunity. You can't give all of them the
No.
same. You can't pour yourself into every household at the same time.
Not to
it's
mention-
impossible.
Not to mention from the different women
Yeah.
of like, so I have 3 sons and they're all completely different because they're all from different women.
Yeah.
Which makes it like, I'm thinking like, how would you even try to go about training each one or even trying to have a relationship with
Yes.
each child?
But even to take that even a step further, when you're talking about the different women, they play a part in Cam Newton's behavior.
Oh, of
as well.
course.
They do.
Oh yeah.
But that's what the lady didn't mention. She ain't mentioned the mothers that.
Oh no,
laid
she
down.
did.
Well, she said they're low functioning
Yeah, they're low
women.
functioning women.
She did.
Oh yes, I didn't watch.
but
the
how
whole
about
thing.
this
I was
one?
watching the clickbait.
But how about this one? She said they were low functioning women, but then they asked her like, "Well, why you not married or whatever?" She said, "I've been engaged 4 times." So
She
now
might be low
But
functioning
she
too.
also said that she was. She said that she was low functioning.
Right.
But she
Alright,
said
so-
she did the work on herself,
so
and now
right,
she's
she's
high
so-
No.
functioning.
She said she was in
'cause
her
she
healing
I
journey.
didn't know all
Yeah.
that.
Your healing journey. Wait, fellas, if a girl tells you she in her healing journey, what are you thinking in your
Thought
mind?
behavior.
I'm
Stay
in my
away from
healing
her.
journey.
How about this?
That's
This-
horrible.
but
No,
this
I'm
is-
sorry. I'm joking. I don't think thought
you
behavior,
women
but
are
I don't
dangerous
think
for
you.
your healing journey.
I don't think you're ready for a relationship if you say you in your
But you
Right.
gotta think, why?
Right.
How about this? Here's a question that now I'm thinking, because I ain't know nothing about the lady, but why is it single people? Like, even we think of all of these different podcasts. Give me camera 3, please.
Oh my gosh.
Why is all of these, y'all listening? I wish I could zoom in, but why are all of these people giving advice about relationships and they don't display healthy relationships in their own self? Are we saying now that it doesn't matter my own situation as long as we have the correct information? There's no way that lady should be engaged 4 times and she can't recognize whether or not she want to say yes to the guy that's wrong.
Well, once you
Excuse me,
Like,
her low
absolutely
functioning
not.
self was
Her-
engaged
but
4
so what-
times. Her high
but
functioning
what
self
makes
hasn't
it?
been
What's
engaged
the,
once.
okay? So here's a question. Since you know this lady, what
Spotlight,
makes
spotlight.
her go from low functioning to high functioning? Give her camera 10, please.
I personally, okay, so I'm gonna relate this to me because I get being on that healing journey, right? You recognize there's some things in yourself that you want to change. So in those situations, like her past relationships or past engagements, she probably was a different person, which I'm quite sure she was. She was low functioning. So she probably was a different person then. She must have realized, hey, these are some traits that I don't like in myself. I can't be with nobody to fix these issues. I have to do the work on me myself. I don't even want to be involved with anybody at this time while I'm doing the work because this is a personal journey for me.
So what changed in her is what I'm asking.
So all right, so I'll answer that for you.
You're gonna answer it?
Yeah, I will.
Thank
Don't-
you,
Get the red
Marcus.
light on this brother here.
Don't start with me, all right?
Come
I
on,
will
Marcus, have my
grind you
back.
up.
Have my
Here you
back.
go.
We'll
'Cause
grind
you
you
get
up.
it. It's a mental
So-
health
Give
thing.
him
You get
camera
it.
22, please.
So this is the thing, right? When you with most of the relationships that exist today are normally associated with some type of trauma.
Yeah.
What happens is when you get into a relationship with somebody else who is going through something or has been through something that is similar to you and you haven't dealt with that issue, y'all feed each other. That's why relationships become toxic. That's why. So when you look at, so to pretty much break it down, when you look at low functioning and high functioning, we'll say a low functioning person is somebody who they only view love as arguments or abusive, demeaning behavior, demeaning language. Whereas though a high functioning person sees these things and say, okay, that's not for me. This is how I handle things. We're going to sit, we're going to have an adult conversation. We're going to find out what the issue is. We're going to deal with it and nip anything in the bud that can be counterproductive to a healthy relationship. It's a person who can regulate their emotions. When let's just say me and you, right? We're not in a relationship, but let's just say
Disclaimer, we are not in a relationship.
let's just say
Oh, it's something I need to know.
let's just say me and you get in an argument, right? But there's something you say or something that you say that pisses me off. A high functioning person can say, all right, this nigga got me effed up. But what I'm going to do is deliver whatever it is I have to say to you without saying those words.
Sure.
So that we got to understand it. In situations like hers, from what she explained, was that's not where she was.
Right.
When she made those. So I
She was low
understand
functioning.
that. I understand that. I'm saying what happened in this particular, we don't know her case,
Right.
but what happens when you're low functioning? Like, what is the change from low functioning to now I'm going to be high functioning?
I can help
Does,
her with
So I
that.
think
does that all? I think Benny knows where I'm going, because what is going to make the difference between you saying I'm no longer going to think this way, but now I'm going to think that way?
So let me get there, right?
Give her
Let me
camera
get
28,
there.
please.
Let me get there because I'm gonna revert this back to me being in the streets and then me coming out the streets, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I
she
was
was
in
in the
these
streets.
streets, okay.
So, somebody
I was
Don't
Right?
we need that. We need that.
Applause.
This thing to say, "Oh yeah."
Listen,
Marcus, get that "oh yeah" down on that, please.
Get up off of that thing.
Right. That's our next segment. What are the drops for Ashley Street Days?
That is horrible. Yo, them drops. No. Some things don't need to be mentioned on this podcast, okay?
How about this?
But
I'm
no.
scared of that safe space.
Right.
Shoot, me too. When I look back, thank you God for deliverance.
All right.
Okay. No, but seriously, I think eventually you see some things in yourself that you just like. I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to talk like that to people. I don't want to handle people that way. I want to change. It has to be something within you that clicks to say that that's no longer who I want to be. Like for me, it was. I don't want to be that person no more. I don't want to accept these things. I don't want to tolerate disrespect. I don't want to accept boundaries, And with boundaries came more change, and it started. I mean, for me personally, my relationship is now I want to get closer to God.
So I think let me try to make it
Right, because it's
give
like
you a simpler example.
you're saying you're changing, but you're still thinking about.
So I'll give you
the same
like a
way.
physical example.
Okay.
Let's just say, granted, we do not condone this, and I'm just trying to find a way to make it very simple.
Look, it's going down, but
So, DV,
I got my hand on
domestic
the
violence,
stoplight.
right?
yo, right, get the hand on the stoplight for this.
So we'll use the domestic violence. We won't gender it to say men versus women
Slow 'em down,
or
slow 'em
who's
down.
being violated. But at some point in time, a person says, "My life is worth more than this.
All right, he's good. He's good.
My life is worth more than this." And it's just like any of us going through something. It's, at some point in time, you get to that crossroad where you say,
Enough is enough.
"This ain't it."
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what you do is you start to do the work, whether
Right.
it's going to the gym or eating healthy or changing your group of friends,
Right.
starting to date yourself, travel, see different things
Yes.
that you may not be experiencing in this certain time and space that you feel as though you owe yourself.
Right. That makes sense. So it's a crossroad because I just always look at it like the same person that's acting a fool is now giving the advice to themselves without any kind of, you just like having a thought process. Just because you think it's different doesn't always make it better. Because you could take somebody that's from the street. Oh, I can't deal with hood chicks no more. But then you could say I'm gonna deal with a church girl, but still do the same.
Right.
Still
Yeah.
act on the
Yeah.
same behavior. So my approach, like she mentioned it, like if it's not something that's changing you
better not talk about
eternally.
me. Don't talk about me.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about her. She said the way she did it was her relationship with God. That's what she said. So that's kind of where I'm thinking about. Like if there's not something that's happening internally, then
Right.
you're gonna
do the same thing.
wind up back in that same.
And
realm,
I
whether
know
you like it or not.
some women. Well, I mean, this is from what I hear, right?
Hey,
Don't come at me.
Slow him down.
No,
Slow
I got
your-
the green, boy.
Slow that brother
Take it
down.
easy,
man.
take
But
it easy.
one thing I do know is sometimes a lot of things can be like, I won't say cop outs, but it can be I'm saying my healing journey because you don't have to explain what you actually did.
Right.
You don't have to go through the process like, no, I had to cut this out. I had to cut these people off. I had to change my whatever. I had to stop understanding my triggers. But it seemed like once you just say healing journey or it was a process, it gives a blanket statement to like, you don't need to know what I actually did, but just know that I'm better now. And
Yeah.
I'm able to tell y'all
Some people do run with that.
how to get better. You know what I mean?
But I feel like a lot of people don't know how to be transparent because they don't know how it's going to be received either.
Yeah.
Some people might be offended or be like, oh, she was in the street. Like churchy people. Let's just say churchy
Right.
people. 'Cause we
Hey,
have
hold
churchy
on.
people, right?
Well,
Slow it
everybody
down.
says
Stop.
I don't like no girl in the streets, and they don't even know
No,
God.
but I'm just
They
saying,
be
like,
talking
you know
about,
how the older people, like in the church or whatever, like older,
Even these
right?
lights.
I got my own red
You
light
know
for
how
you.
they'll be like, oh, she was doing this, or they look down on you. So I think sometimes that people are afraid to tell their stories because of how they'll be perceived.
right.
Like perception is everything to some people. Me, I don't really care. I've always pretty much been an open book. If I was out there, I'm gonna tell y'all like
Sometimes.
Right.
I've always been an open book.
Personal hour.
I've been an open book.
don't
You
go
kept
no
that secret, and then you just showed up. Everybody was just like, "What in the world is
I did not
happening?"
know when I was in the
And
streets.
now
then-
he's operating our camera.
Did you know I was in the streets then, Benny?
I figured, yeah.
Okay, I
No.
never.
No,
Listen,
if anybody who hung out with Jair was outside.
but
Oh, name drops. Name
it
drops.
had nothing to
We
do
just
with.
bleep it.
It had
Right,
nothing
we gotta
to
cut
do.
that part.
Right, you
It
gotta make
had
sure you
nothing
edit
to do
that.
with who I hung out with. I just was never scared to tell my truth. So if you asked me, I was
20
always open
minutes
book.
in.
Like I wasn't going to go out there and
Timestamp
put my business out. I'm not gonna walk up to Benny and say, "Oh, I was outside at the bar last night." But if he asked me what you do yesterday, I'm telling him I went to the bar.
But what
I
I'm
was-
saying is, I'm just saying as far as like the keeping the secret. Nobody, as much as you want to say you're an open book, there are some things.
Oh, yeah, you keep to
that
yourself.
you keep to yourself. So when you say that
Yeah.
I'm just an open book, you showed up with the biggest secret that threw me for a loop for a couple
Cause you
years.
wasn't in my business and you ain't
All
need to
right,
be.
so that's the secret.
You wasn't in my business.
Yeah,
and you
Joey,
ain't need to
mind
be.
your
But people who
business.
knew.
How about
Marcus
this?
knew I was in the street. So when I popped up,
Yeah,
he
mine
ain't-
wasn't no
he ain't
secret.
look-
I had to sit
he
front
didn't
row
look
with
no
the
kind of
deacons.
way. He didn't
Exactly.
see it as
Yeah, see, I ain't-
an
I'm
eye
out.
opener. It was just like, oh shoot, there it goes.
Yo, mine was no secret. I had to sit up front with the deacons.
Uh-huh.
We
Hey.
needed you up. How about this? You need to be up with them deacons tomorrow because
I'm not gonna lie, we do DJ. We got no deacons. It's just Will.
it's just no deacons.
Yeah, one
Will
man's
with
no
1,000
deacon.
keys. That's
Just
all we
will
got.
like we ain't got no. Never
I'm too
mind.
wild to be up
You the
there.
perfect one. All them deacons was wild before they got what you call.
Right.
My
Wow,
dad
they
was.
do.
Actually, I can't say that.
How about this? Speak.
I can't say what he used to do.
Who?
My dad.
Oh, no.
before he
All right,
got
wait,
saved.
red light this, brother.
Yeah, red light.
Look. Oh, red light, man.
Oh, yeah.
Change the
Alright,
topic.
cut
Look,
it down.
change it up.
But
Speaking of wow, what's up with these kids and these
These kids is out of control.
Listen.
But you know who I blame? It's me being at work. I blame the parents. These parents do not care about their kids no more. It's like they don't even when like they're in the like hospital. The parent is more focused on what's on their phone than like what's good for the kid. The nurse can be reading off information. Hey, you gotta take his medicine every 6 hours. You gotta make sure you clean the gauze, everything. And the mom is just swiping on her phone. I'm looking at her. She's swiping on her
Is
phone.
she taking notes?
so
She's not taking notes at
respectfully,
all.
respectfully, what I will say is that is very judgmental because females in multitasking are top tier.
Oh, they don't be multitasking.
Top tier. Like
Yeah.
I can't say that, bro, because
Yeah, because that. But
I
that's
done
But not
watch
them women
I
in
done
the
watch my
hospital.
ex-wife do 3-4 different things at once and remember everything step by step. Like, and I'd be like, what, bro?
so.
See,
You're
look,
saying the behavior doesn't always
No.
mean the
See, look,
attentiveness.
that I can get that for some, right? But
Somebody clip that.
But
Some may say
they'll literally like forget where they parked their car and forget to call the Uber and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm like, I know you're not paying attention. Now I've seen super moms.
It's your opinion.
I've seen
One thing we want to do with this, right?
Give him
Because
camera
a lot of
22.
people, you run into this when you watch podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
People speak in absolutes, and we are responsible for the information people
Okay,
take from
yeah.
this.
So this-
so
yeah.
try to whenever you speak, try not make sure it sounds opinionated versus just being like, "Yo, all these ain't doing X, Y,
Well,
Z."
but think about it.
Yeah.
Well, only to be fair, if somebody hit red light Marcus for a second.
Mm.
To be fair, we gotta red light you because this podcast, that's his perspective. Everything that we're saying is that person's lane. You explained that in the beginning.
No, I got
So
that.
if he doesn't need to say what the idea of it is, he can say this is how he sees it. Damn women are doing blank. The same way how she has her perspective of
All right, I ain't gonna,
So
be,
it's
I
more-
aink gonna be in the comment section defending
I-
y'all.
but I'm
I
saying
would
you
just
don't
rather
have
for him
to.
to say some women.
No, because
I'm not one of those.
I'm
like,
not
can,
saying. I'm not
because-
saying all women because I was
But
going to
that's how-
say it.
that's
but
how
I
they
got
Said
cut
it.
off.
You did say that, but I'm saying I'm saying he's gonna die on that shit by himself because if
Did
he's
you
saying
curse?
I thought he did too.
Sure.
I was
Yeah, I
like,
did
oh.
too. I was about to say what?
I was like, who
Nah,
Joey?
shit.
Everybody hard
When you
this
edit,
drop.
make
He's
sure
like
you
Joey
bleep that
jumped the bomb. He need that thing go.
But no, I get what
Ship.
you're saying. I get
a
what
pea
I
ship.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's his perspective, but you also have to be mindful that the things we say, people are going to
Right,
internalize.
absolutely.
So it's like because we all know Zay. Zay cares enough about his character that he don't want to be looked at a certain way.
Right.
So all I'm saying that to him is, bro, just be mindful because I'm not about to be in the comment section defending Zay when all the women is like, and I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
my
but-
man not like
but
that,
not
bro.
to- not to- I'll say one little thing, but not to mention, if you say anything about women, the comment sections will be flooded.
Yes.
Okay,
I got their backs up here. I got their backs.
It don't matter. Now he can say all women. I know, understand it, but sometimes it's just like, yo, I think women need to change, and the comment section will be going crazy. So I mean, I understand, like, you know, make sure we understand what we're actually saying and how it's going to come across. But today's, based on like these kids in this generation,
Everybody
people
is
get
sensitive.
mad about every single
that's
thing.
why it's
which-
important to say some, because
Okay,
No,
I'll,
but-
let me,
say-
I'll clean it up.
if
I'll
you
clean
say
it
You
up.
some,
could give him that
they
advice.
classify. I have the option to classify with the some or
Yeah.
the some that does.
right.
and
Okay.
some that
But I'm
doesn't.
I'll
saying,
clean-
just
I'll clean it
for-
up.
Last thing I'll
Let
say
me clean
about
it up, my
that,
good brother.
we'll clean you up in a second.
I don't-
Bro, I'm not cleaning them up.
I'm not
Pause
cleaning
that.
that man
I
up
said
now.
pause. I'm saying as far as how people give their opinions, it should be that, because he, like how you said, he has to meet that crossroad where it's to the point where I'm only saying that because he told me not to say it. But if he really truly doesn't understand why he doesn't use the language he's using, he doesn't learn. He just does what you do. So my thing is letting him say, yo, are you sure all? Or rather than challenge the all, rather than say, don't say it. You see what I'm saying? Like, rather than monitor you, I would say, no, say what you're saying. Because if you're gonna
Right.
be you're gonna be wrong when you speak in absolute.
Right,
Okay,
you have to
so
walk.
you know what I
have
mean?
to
So,
walk
like,
that
to
back.
huh?
I say he'll have to walk that back.
He gonna have to walk that
You
back
know,
on his
I
own.
mean, I didn't mean it
Because
like
even in this realm, the lane, like, he has his lane. His perspective ain't mine. Cause I know y'all, you know, the streets and all that, the hood and all that. Cause me and you was talking at work. We was talking at work. Yo, I could give you a hug after this.
Don't hug me.
So we was talking at work. I like that. And then first thing I said was we was able to come to a common ground without being in the same what you call that? The same route. Like, our routes was from
completely
left to
different. We got it.
completely different and meeting in the same route in the same way how he is having his perspective. But we still wind up in the same intersection.
Give me the red light again.
Right.
I'm gonna punch
So,
on your face.
right, so
All
go
right,
ahead,
Zay,
Zay.
it's on
No,
you.
so
Go ahead and
Clean-
say all women do what now?
clean it up. Clean it up.
So
Say
look.
it. Tell us how these women be foul.
But so look, when I'm like at work and stuff, right? I'll see moms who are attentive. They're taking notes and like they're like paying attention. They're paying attention to everything.
Me.
But then there are also moms who aren't paying attention at all. And the thing is, right? It's not the numbers. It's more of what happens, right? Out of so this year I've seen about, I think I'm at 800 patients, right? Out of the 800
Give him
patients,
applause on that, man.
I didn't know.
You get an applause for that. He out here working hard, ladies. He works in the hospital.
I don't even know 800 people.
Out of the 800 out of 800 patients I've seen, probably a good 50 to 100 of the moms weren't paying attention, right? And if you make that number even smaller, probably a good like 25 of the moms are the ones whose kids are probably the baddest in the city. The problem is those 25 kids, they all get together and look a lot more like crazy, messy, but it's not a lot of kids, it's not a lot of moms, just the ones who aren't paying attention aren't paying attention to the extent that their kids are like really, really
Out
bad.
here, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's no gradient no more.
Those
Because-
are
Wait,
those
but how-
the kids
so-
that are still
how
the
you
Honda, the what do you call it? The
Honda
Hyundai
Civic boys,
people,
right.
Yeah.
the
Kia
Kia
boys.
boys,
Kia
Kia
boys,
boys.
yeah.
Those are those kids,
Yeah.
the ones that doesn't have the proper upbringing.
But wait, that's not. But y'all see, y'all came at him, and y'all are doing the same exact thing, right?
Why?
You're saying the ones that don't have the upbringing, they're the ones that's stealing it. That's an
Yeah.
absolute.
That-
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna be monitoring all day when you don't realize people have opinions that go. So I'm saying we don't
That
know.
is true. The
We
ones
don't
that
know.
don't have the upbringing is
We
the
don't
ones
know
that
the
steal.
background of the kid. We don't know the background of these kids that's stealing.
So
Yes, we do.
how about I give this perspective?
Terrible, jail, criminals. That's the background.
Now,
toss it out the
if I
window.
start bringing up some statistics, I already know my DM's gonna be
Oh
flooded.
yeah.
But I'm just saying.
Because the statistics show about how kids are being brought up today.
No.
And it's a major thing of like there's no two
young-
parent
But
households.
the young boy
yeah.
that just got killed, that was doing all the dirt.
The dirt.
YBC.
Right.
Uh-huh.
His father was saying something about it. So my thing is, do we now say, oh, his father wasn't there? His father is clearly have some type of relationship. I don't know. I'm just saying.
So this
Question.
is my idea and my thought towards that, right? Because I hate to go here, but
We don't have to talk
statistic,
about that specifically.
right?
That
So not that specifically, but statistically, children raised by their fathers have a higher percentage in living the correct way. I don't know his dad's history, but I can't speak on that. But my viewpoint is my dad was outside. So I was outside.
Right.
So my opinion is, and for you to simply, your words to be, or if my words was, yeah, I knew my child wasn't no saint, bro, you wasn't invested. Because it's a difference between being a father and being a dad.
Right.
When you a dad and you invested in your children, you do things to keep them away from that.
Right.
If they still part of that, that's because somewhere along the lines, you were part of that.
Right.
And you're not doing anything to separate your child from that. So in situations like that, and a lot of situations, like even speaking to Zay's thing, right? The messed up part about today is parents ain't home.
They're not involved.
Like, and not even just the not involved part. There are some parents who are involved and kids is living in like Westchester and Horsham and like outside the city, but come to the city because guess what? Your mom working a 16-hour shift and you got the Uber app on your phone, so you can just
But that's what I mean. Like,
slide
you're not
out.
involved, because if you were an involved parent, like some parents aren't involved. I've
True.
seen some parents not be involved. If you were an involved parent, I feel like you know where your child is at 24/7. Because it's call me when you get to so-and-so house. Have so-and-so mom call me. My son can't go to somebody's house without me meeting their parents.
But how do
I
you
need
know
to
that
go
they
to that
don't-
house.
They can lie
and-
though.
Who's gonna lie? The
kid
parent?
The kid can lie.
Carter
Oh,
can't lie
I'm on
because
the
I'm
way
talking to the parent
But
too.
You missed what she's saying.
I'm
No,
talking
she
to the
said I'm
parent
calling
too.
him. Where you at?
No, but she's saying that I'm talking to the parent,
The parent
that
where he is.
a house he's going over.
No,
Right.
but I'm saying you're speaking on your son as who he is now. He's gonna be 16, 17.
And I'm gonna have a tracker on his phone. He's probably gonna have an AirTag on.
Now
He
already has a tracker.
Your
He already
mom
has
tried
a
to put a
tracker on his
tracker
phone.
on. We can all answer this. We was all 16, 17. Our mom trying to put a tracker on our phone.
I probably wouldn't go outside.
That phone would have get tossed into the Schuylkill River.
Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. I
Right,
probably
it'd
would
be
go
a
outside.
dot. It'd be a
Yeah.
dot in the middle of the
They,
ocean.
play,
But
they
you
can play
also
with
have
their
a-
mom like that. I couldn't play with my mother like that.
Yo,
She
don't
wasn't-
talk about my mama.
She was. My mother wasn't going for nothing like
talking
that.
about
I had to call my
mama.
mom when I got to my girlfriend's house, because guess what? If I didn't call her when I got to my girlfriend's house, she was coming to my girlfriend's house looking for me, and she was gonna stomp me 6 feet in that ground.
Yeah, see, I knew my mom wasn't coming
It was
outside.
she wasn't
so I
going
was
for
on-
nothing
I was
like
on-
that, and
I
I
was
think
on
that's the
demon
problem.
time.
A lot of these moms are like they're soft, when it comes to parenting, and you can gentle parent because I gentle parent with my child, but there's a boundary too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to follow my rules and my direction. They're there to protect you. So you have to follow my rules and my direction. He doesn't go against the grain. I mean, too often we may have one or two incidents that led to a stomping, But other than that, I don't have to be like that because he follows my
stomp.
rules and my direction.
Right, yeah. Get
All
rid
right,
of
not
red
too much,
light.
Kurt Franklin.
We got red light.
And-
What are you stomping?
And then
the
speaking
children?
on what she said, I don't know if y'all remember, but you remember when that Temple cop got killed? The guy who did it was a white guy who came from a lot of money all the way up there in like Reading and stuff like
Give
that.
him the applause
He had
for bringing up the
He was on
documentation.
he lived on a massive compound, and when and when them marshals and SWAT team went up and got him,
Good parent
his parents
homes.
came from money. Both parents, good money and all that.
Good
But he
homes had bad
He
kids
wanted to
too.
be in the street so bad.
Right, but although
speak on that.
there are outliers in terms of there are good
Good
parents
word, good
who,
word.
who have bad things.
Don't
That
hate.
doesn't
Don't hate.
change the rule, because the rule is if you do have two parents, it can fare better for you to have a better outcome.
Right.
Like, so it's not to say that a single mom can't do good. It's not to say a single dad can't do good. But it's also saying if you do have both parents in the home, it'll make your children
it'll chances better.
right. Your what is it?
Structure. It'll pretty much give you better structure.
So like now, what you see a lot of kids, like Ashley said, you see a lot of kids where they don't have no structure. I don't think they have. I don't think they have their parents going over their homework, or if they getting their schoolwork done. You know what I
Or
mean?
showing up to the school, checking on the
Going-
grades.
yeah,
You know,
going
don't
to
wait
their-
till the report
always
card come
matter.
out.
Going to
Be
their
in contact
teachers.
with them teachers
'Cause how about
24/7
this-
because I need to know if he's slipping, and if he's slipping, I need to catch him before he falls.
I remember
But you-
going.
I
I
just-
remember going to school. Wait, what you about to say? Go ahead.
I just think like it's so you put so much on the parents when the children have their behavior is fully their control, no matter what age.
No,
So
but
let me ask
behavior
you
is
this.
learned.
But a
How
lot
far
of-
do you think you stray without your parents?
How far?
Yeah.
Without
didn't follow these teachers, how far do you
without
think
a
you
structure
stray?
at home?
Well, that I mean that's an impossible question.
You would
like,
be Muslim.
It's not.
because like if
Hypothetically, your parents don't make y'all get up and go to church on Sundays, and you just allowed to do whatever. How far do you think you go?
see, I'm it's hard to answer that question because
What were you tempted with?
I was more influenced by the brothers rather than my parents.
So Benny, how far would you?
So,
we already know
Oh,
how
I'd
far
have been
Benny.
all out
You trying to skip over that?
I'd have been so much further out there.
I'm
Benny would have been
But I'm
outside with me
saying-
I
strapping.
already know. I would have been so
But
much.
even-
further.
even
They're
if
like,
you-
I just saw Benny down on Pennsylvania. You,
But
I
even
don't
Benny
know.
would have been
Benny be on
outside.
there still
Look, me and Benny would have been outside
somebody, I don't
trapping.
know. I guess he wanted to go out.
even if you use him as an example as far as like, you know, part of the brothers' upbringing, we both had the same upbringing, but our approach or our view on it was from opposite ends of the spectrum. I think I explained this before. He can explain your perspective. I'm not. I'm just saying as
You
far
stay in
as
your lane.
I'm just saying I am in my own lane. I'm just saying I know we looked at it differently. So for me, it wasn't about what my dad was telling me to do. It was about the rule that the 5 brothers decided to follow, and we was pointing out who was doing wrong. Benny says you could say where you got your ridicule from the most, but I say I got more ridicule, so I did that. Give me camera 4, please.
Oh man.
I feel like I got more ridicule from, or not ridicule, but more, you can't do that from the brothers rather than the parents. So to answer your question, if we didn't have the parents, it would have been whatever the oldest brother decided to do.
But I'm saying the parents train the older brother.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why it's a hard question to answer. Because if the other brother, if the
would it-
oldest brother.
Okay, so I
If
can't-
the oldest brother doesn't go left, I don't go left. But if the oldest brother goes left, I'm going
I'll
left.
put it
So
to you
what if
like
it
this:
was Marcus?
if
What was
Will
Marcus?
if Will, because let's think about this. What did Will say he was doing in college?
I saying he was going crazy.
Okay, so if the standard isn't set by our parents, and he does what he does in college and come home, and there's no disciplinary action, there's no talking about it, there's no dealing with it, Will continues to do what he does. And then it trickles down, and the next person takes it further, and then the next person takes it further, and the next person takes it further.
And I'll
because
take
that's
it-
just how it goes in a
and I'll-
household.
Where you taking it?
And I'll take it the furthest.
Benny's the end of the
Benny said, "I got this one right here."
Look, I'm at the end,
I'm
you
out here.
guys.
he would have been like these kids that we talk about, still in kids.
Look, I told you, me and
Yeah.
Benny would have been
I look
outside
at it
trapping.
like the parents
Benny
are.
go for a Range
The
Rover, he
parents
go
are
for the
very.
kid.
The point that I'm trying to make is the parents are very important, but who you surround yourself with is who you'll begin to model your behavior after. Because you can have no parents. Think about you over there. Let's show camera 27 for you.
All eyes on me.
Right. You was in the street at doing your dirt. But at the same time, I don't think it was a point where when you were around us, you can answer, but I don't believe when you was around us, you felt like you were faking.
No,
Does that
it
make
was.
sense? You was faking the whole way.
It was.
So,
at,
like,
at points in times, there was times where it was like this. I'm doing this because I'm around y'all. I don't
Okay.
care for this.
I'll
Absolutely.
even take that.
Absolutely.
So I'll take that. You just proved my point. So the fact that your behavior was then reflected on who you were around. Didn't I get him? I got him, didn't I?
No.
No.
Because your behavior is then challenged because of your environment. I can't curse because I want to curse. I can't. Or the time
Okay, okay, I can see that.
when you had the cigarette and you dipped off the smoke. Or what's the name was Demetrius. And y'all dipped off the smoke. You didn't smoke while we was all standing there. Nobody's your father. Nobody could tell you what
But I
to
think
do.
Okay,
that's a
so
matter
there's
of
a-
I'm just
respect
saying.
thing too.
I'm not saying we control. I'm just saying in your
No,
brain.
I get what you're
You
saying.
Yeah.
made that decision by yourself to say, "Dag, I'm not going to do that."
So-
Right.
And which was natural to us. Tom, all right.
No,
thank y'all for
'cause let
signing
me,
up,
let
man.
me,
We
let me
appreciate
address
it.
that because there's a difference between.
Here you go.
There's a different. Okay,
Go ahead.
17, 18-year-old me. None of y'all. Anybody said anything to me about anything I was doing, we was rumbling.
Don't.
I
Now,
checked you a lot of times. If you was out of line, if it came down to something you was out of line with, I did talk to you. You know, we had that
I'm different with
relationship, though.
females, but with guys, it's like, yo, you talking to me, bro? Because they don't see the thing with y'all was it don't stop at just the check-in. With y'all, don't stop at the check-in because what happened? I think one of the brothers in the situation threw somebody's cigarettes out. You throw my cigarettes out, bro, I'm punching you in your face.
Wait,
I think
did that
they just-
actually happen?
Violence.
That actually happened.
I think
but it
that
was a
just goes
female.
too
It happened with a
far.
female.
Somebody threw a female
Cigarettes out. I don't want to say no names, but
Y'all remember? Was it me? Because I know I be throwing stuff away.
no. But I'm
I
just
threw
saying.
what's the name? Condoms away.
Why would you
It
throw
was-
away
it was-
condoms?
No sex before marriage.
They still gonna have the sex.
At least it was safe.
It's not safe now.
But anyway, but
Then you gonna talk about
back
me when
then
I walk in there with a baby.
it was
Right.
more so.
No.
Oh
It's her
yeah, we was
fault.
talking. We should have threw him in your direction.
For me, it was more so back then. It was I don't want a problem thing, right? I don't want a problem thing, and I respect the people who I'm around. So I'm gonna dismiss myself when it comes to shenanigans. And on top of that, because of me knowing who I am and my temperament, yo, if I do something around them and they get on my nerves, it's not gonna end well.
But see, only reason why I have to rebuttal that is because you always say I'm the guy that'll wrestle you up, or I'm not tabbing that. I went to that point with everybody but the one guy, and I'm talking the most. I got the most arguments out of everybody. So the fact that we
I
have
wonder
never,
why.
because
Sure.
y'all ain't listening. The fact that we've never reached that pinnacle, you can even challenge yourself to say, am I really this guy just because I feel a way? Like you might feel like, bro, if Joey throw my cigarettes out, I'm not fighting. But then when you think about it, it's just like, I can't imagine me fighting you. I mean, you might.
Years ago, yeah, probably not.
But
But
that's
just think
what I'm
about
saying.
the situation with me and Dell. If it was just me and Dell outside, I would have punched Dell in his face. I'm just-
hypothetically.
No, it's no hypothetical
started it.
behind it.
I'm not saying, but I'm talking.
He started
but-
the whole
but
thing?
What I'm saying
No,
is,
I'm saying he started the
I'm
whole
saying you've displayed calmer demeanor time and time again. I'm saying take that as credit to yourself to be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
but you're using it like, no, if I
No,
was
'cause what I'm-
ready to
'cause
go.
what I'm saying
when
is-
you can use it like, bro, I'm really calm temper. I don't.
But-
I don't
Oh yeah, no, I
don't
am.
let
Just still
stuff
about
I
the
am that. But
kids
what I'm
or
saying
no?
is, for me, like just when me and Ashley was having the baby mom conversation,
Sure.
there's a line for me. None of y'all have got. I've seen y'all do stuff to other people where it's like, that's a little too much. Y'all have never done that with me. Like,
But you gotta look at the
Dale
level
is
of,
never-
you gotta look at the level of friendship that's there too, because certain lines not going to be crossed with certain friendships. You know what I'm saying?
and that's what I'm saying. It's like,
it's a level of friendship that is there, and that's why I feel like what you saying. I understand what you're saying. Like when we come around y'all, it's certain things that we won't partake in. Yes, right. And I feel like that's one because we have a
Look, where
level
my
of
vape
respect
at?
for y'all not to do that. We know that's not something that y'all do, so we're not going to do that. I'm not going to come here drinking because I know that's something that's not done here, and it's a level of respect I have for my friends and family
Right.
that's here. I'm not going to do that, but when I'm outside, I'm outside.
Yeah,
you know?
But you need to come in the house.
Hold
I'm
on.
in the
no,
house.
we like
I'm-
outside.
But
I'm
hold
not
on,
in this
outside
house, but I'm
too.
in the house.
But it's one
of the
thing
Lord.
you got to remember. It was somebody that
You just getting on my nerves.
Because I used to come to church high as a kite.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, but it's one person that like used to hang out with y'all a whole lot,
Marcus
and when he
smell like
wasn't
a
hanging out with
cat,
y'all,
okay?
Yeah.
he got in trouble with the law.
Listen, you know
He
what
got
I'm
in trouble with the
talking
law, so it's like.
about? The one guy hanging out. We know there's a couple
He
people.
said he was the original member of the union, hanging out and everything, and then
Yeah,
all
but
of a
look how many
sudden,
times he almost fought everybody.
But then as soon as he
He
left,
was my
He
favorite
actually
one at the
did.
time.
Right.
as soon as he left, as soon as he was around y'all, got in the most trouble out of everybody. So it's not who you hang around, because even if the people you hang around, you can still leave and do whatever you want.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, so are we? So when you think about these kids, Benny,
Back to the kids.
when you think about these kids, you can say the parent, as much as Ashley want to be, he ready to kick her in the head right now. Go ahead, Carter. Tell us how you feel.
Right, got him in his hot room and he
Right.
wanted DJ.
Right, so-
blame Joey too. Punch Joey in the face.
I said he could go in the studio, but I'm just saying, as far as Ashley saying, I'm gonna be in my son's life. You saying you gonna be in your kid's life. They're gonna go out and make their decisions.
Oh yeah, they're
I'm
gonna
saying-
make mistakes.
I'm not even just about a mistake. I'm just saying whatever
They're
decision.
going to make their. You're absolutely
They're-
right, but it's my job to be more
No.
of an influence than what.
Yes,
No,
but
but
you're
even-
not going to be.
But
But
I'm saying-
even if you have the other people around them, right? Because you talking about it's more
It's about
so
who you surround yourself
who
with.
raised those people.
But we don't know
Right,
that.
and
That's
what I'm
why.
saying.
So
and
either
it's your
way-
job to determine what influences you have in your kid's life, whether it's from society, whether it is from people, whether it is from you.
'Cause
It's
I
your
put it to
job
you like this,
determine
right?
What influence are in your kid's
Nah,
life?
but-
That guy probably got like that because his mom let him watch Jeffrey
Matter of
Dahmer
fact,
movies.
Right.
yo, no.
No,
Listen, how
but-
about this?
but-
I got a perfect example for you. If y'all remember the Twitter clip where the Bulls hopped out on the bull on the bike,
Oh yeah,
Right.
shot him up, right? His mom was on Instagram talking about how he deserved it. She was talking to them like she was outside drilling too. And then on top of that, so it then goes to the point where, like Benny was saying, who raised these other people? The reason why I was out, one of the reasons why my upbringing wasn't so pretty, I was around an aunt who was on crack. I had uncles who were still on drugs, cousins that was dealing drugs. So it's like, yeah, these people are in my life and they're pushing me away from it. But it's like, bro, this is all I see. What y'all doing? Y'all can say it's not acceptable, but truth of the matter is, I'm going to gravitate towards the things that are going to interest me are the things that I see normal, regardless of what you say is okay, what you say is right. So even if I'm outside with people, my influence is it's easier to be influenced by them because I already see what's normal to me.
Right.
So when you have parents who are teaching you the right way, I'll use my daughter for example. She goes to school around the corner. Overbrook, how many times it gets shot up on a regular basis? Yeah. She goes to school and says, "Dad, I don't like these people. They're not like us." That has something to do with the way how I'm invested in her life, how me and her have serious conversations about her being a girl, what she's to expect, what she's going to experience. Those conversations mold how she looks at the people outside. If I don't have those conversations with her, if I'm not out with her and I say that type of behavior is inappropriate, that type of behavior is unacceptable, when she goes outside, if I don't give her those guidelines, when she goes outside and she see every other kid doing what they doing, it's like, granted, I don't want my daughter to feel like she's better than other people, but she gonna look at people like, ew, I don't want that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying it's going to come to a point or a certain point of time where it's going to be like, your dad did say this, but you're going to have somebody like,
yeah, you want to do something else.
yo, hey, yo, you want to?
But that's why
Because
I understand that. But that's why I said it is important that you make sure that you are more of an influence than those people that are in his
I'm
ear.
telling you, that's impossible.
So
because as much conversation you have with your daughter, as much
How many
conversation.
times I tried to bring you outside and your parents drilled it into your head? You wasn't outside.
But
you had people around you, like me and
no,
Marcus.
he was outside.
Oh, no, he wasn't.
He tried to go outside later on.
He wasn't outside like when we were outside.
Right.
He was trying to come outside after we
outside.
was trying to come back in the
Joey didn't come outside till he was like 20.
I wasn't.
Right, we was about done up with outside by the time he tried to come
I was
outside.
married at 22.
I think
But what I'm saying is we were the influences that was like, come out. we
And
going out there.
go, Joe?
We invite you
Back
here. We
to
doing
six-
it.
I
Like we
didn't
tried
go.
to bring because your parents were more of an
No,
influence. Yes, it was.
I'm telling you, it had nothing to do with them. It was this.
To him,
Give
it's
me
the
camera-
brothers. He
give
say
me
it's the
camera
brothers, but the
32,
brothers had
please.
influenced by the parents.
Thank you.
Yeah, either way, it wasn't them.
The parents
So,
are the root of it.
we all view our parent as a standard. Like they set a standard for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Follow the standard, or we gonna beat you. That was the rule. So now they walk away. Like Benny, put the camera on.
Don't put it on
Gino.
Benny. Put it on you.
No, put it on
you.
him. So what I'm saying is, we was sitting in the room, and he's saying, "This is what I want you to do." When he left, our dad left. He's working, right? Ain't nobody listening to mom. We had the ability to do whatever we wanted to do.
But we're not
So-
talking about in that one
But
day. You
no,
gotta,
I'm saying
it's
this.
A life.
We haven't learned the birds and the bees, or let me come talk to you. My dad taught us two things. Benny can probably agree or disagree. He probably will agree. The Bible and how to play chess. That is the only thing we all learned. We didn't know basketball. He didn't teach us no sports.
Wait,
He
who
didn't
taught y'all the birds and
I never
bees?
learned chess.
We didn't learn birds and bees.
I only got one.
None of that.
Bible.
Wait, so how'd
Bi-
y'all learn about like
Because we
School.
learned it from
Experiment.
experimenting with
Ooh,
each
what's
other.
that?
experiment
Whoa,
each
damn.
other?
Let me
Wait,
see
what?
those.
No,
What's
I'm
Birds
this
and
about?
bees, you gotta
Wait,
be
hold
careful
on.
with that. Pause that.
Put the lights on.
Put the
Yeah,
cat.
Benny.
Look, what's this
Red
about?
light.
Let me see that.
He said birds and bees, and then experience each other with each
No,
other. Like,
I'm
wait
saying we
a minute, bro.
experienced it together, not saying
Look
with
at
each
me.
other.
Wait, that's what he said?
That's what he said.
Give me camera 16, please. So this is what I'm trying to explain to these
Biddy
people.
said, "No
right?
funny business."
Right. no.
Because our collective was our
That must have been before I got here.
Thanks for watching the Lane Podcast. We're here every week. But what I'm trying to explain to y'all is because our parents set a standard, they didn't enforce the standard at a certain age. You're talking about 15, 16, 17. My dad got tired. He got tired of wrestling with Benny. He let him
He
do.
didn't wrestle me early on. That
He
was someone
let
else.
that man
He was
go
wrestling with one of
wild.
my older brothers. That
But
ain't me.
that's what I'm saying. It
But
still
wait,
was
let-
a lifetime.
You brought me in. That's
but
what made me
no,
respond.
what
You
You're
were there
not
teaching
letting
all
me
the way till you turned
finish.
16, 17,
No.
18. So it wasn't an influence there?
No, the teaching was there. I'm not saying he didn't teach us that, but I'm saying as far as the like if you stepped out of line, my dad wasn't there to say he worked overnight, he slept all day. Then when we got up, we was in school. When we came home, he was going to work. And then he was doing the church. So he didn't have the time to say, come here, let me show you something. It was play chess and look at the Bible. Now, if he has a different experience, he can say that. I remember us being alone. You don't remember us, or he would we were supposed to go to school that one time, and we missed the bus or something.
I went to sleep in the closet.
And we hid in the closet when he came home, and then he came in and he was like,
And then I ran outside with my book bag and ran to the door like I came home from school.
but right when we missed school. But I'm saying he wasn't there.
When did you get in the house?
He wasn't there to. Not saying my dad was
man.
absent, but I'm saying he did set the ground rule. And what he did was, if Benny cursed, my dad didn't hear him curse playing the game. How did my dad know you cursed when you played the game?
How did he know?
How did he know?
You
Oh, somebody
you
told him.
snitched.
We were snitching on each other.
Oh.
I'm saying
Rat.
that was the person that's
That's a
holding you accountable though.
That's
So
an interesting
I'm
household.
saying that's why. But think about
Right.
think about how connected we are together. We don't trust each other. I don't trust that guy. He's ready to shut us down now. How about this? Biddy was in the meeting when they were saying, should we build a studio? Biddy was in the meeting. I nay. He voted nay on the
I
studio
still
bill.
think you're missing the concept.
No, I think
of
you don't
your
understand.
Parents being an influence
I- we-
somehow
but we-
in your life.
I'm
But-
saying
but
Till
the-
the age of like
This is the
16,
last thing I'll
17, or
say.
18.
So,
And so you wouldn't go. You didn't
No,
go out
that-
into the streets
but you're
because
telling
of
me-
what you were taught.
No, it had nothing to do with them. It had something to do with if I didn't do it if he was looking at me. Like, we didn't drink together, but we both had a drink. Why? Because I'm looking at him.
You're looking at him, but why are you looking at him?
I agree with that. I agreed the teaching was there.
Okay,
but I'm
that's
saying,
all we saying.
But it
But
was
he's-
the collective of people that held up the teaching. The teaching would have went away if I'm the only child.
Right, so he's-
because I would have been doing whatever Zay is
So
doing.
he's saying if he was the only child, they could have gave him the structure, but because it wasn't no one else willing
Holding
to
the structure,
snitch,
yes.
or even the other person who's willing to judge, which is like, if he gonna be here, he's just looking at me like, why are you doing that? So it makes the person feel weird, so they just rather not do it at
We
all.
ain't gonna do
now
it.
the difference was when I went to school, I was like I won't say I was the funniest, but I was a funny guy in school because that's all I did was curse and talk about people.
When the influence was there,
Right,
it didn't matter about the.
So
the
it
church.
became more so like this is something that I know that these people are not going to have any type of thought against me
the
saying these
people,
things.
Marcus.
But it's also when I got suspended from school, those type of things. It was the what you call it, the discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So my brothers wasn't able to say, yo, Ben, they couldn't do nothing. So the dad had to come in and probably push
but
that
he
discipline.
came after you were already in trouble.
That's what I'm saying. But it was still, I don't think kids are getting disciplined from cursing their teachers out in school.
Not at all. I'm just saying.
So we're talking about something that's not being enforced in the home. That would be the point.
but the last thing I'm gonna say is this. I'm just saying he was able to. It didn't matter when he was out there punching his teachers and stuff.
I didn't punch her, only bumped her,
But what we're saying,
Didn't touch her,
but
just bumped her.
even with that, right? But look,
Just
even
a
with
little
that,
touch.
even with what Benny is saying, how far past the cussing does he take it?
He goes as far as until he gets in trouble. He got in trouble.
No, I'm not talking
No,
about the
I
getting
was
in
cursing
trouble
after I
part.
got in trouble.
I'm talking
That's the
about.
only way he
Listen to what I'm
changed.
saying. These kids don't have structure. Go outside, get other influences, and take it as far as digging up someone's grave.
Right.
You have structure. Even though you're going to be a child, make choices and mistakes. How far are you going to take it with structure? It's not that far you're going to take it with structure
I agree with that.
versus somebody who doesn't.
But I'm saying I agree with the point that there was structure. I'm not saying that we wasn't structured.
And part of your structure was
Yeah.
your parents and holding each other accountable.
But I'm saying I'm just saying that was more of the influence than the structure. Because the structure put us in the square, right? And then the structure kind of, as it got older, they got
But
old.
it's already been embedded in
But
you.
I'm saying the influence of the brothers kept the structure. So I'm saying the structure is great, but if there's not a collective of people that's willing to hold the standard, then it's going to break away. I'm saying,
And that's what we were saying for
and
the
I'm
entire
saying,
time.
but I'm saying this meant more than the people that put the two people that made the structure. The people put the structure. We kept the structure.
Right.
That's the only thing I'm saying.
For you, we get that. But we're talking about for the masses of the world.
Yeah.
And I'm saying
It don't got enough-
but I'm saying it'll be more influential
And then you-
if the collective. I think it's more negative because the collective is negative. The music is negative. The TikTok is negative. The butts is on his Instagram. He won't
Why you
stop
gotta bring?
searching.
Why you gotta bring butts on
Right.
Instagram
Because he keeps
into
showing
it?
me the butts.
Why you got to put his
He
butts
got the
on
booty on that
blast?
explore page.
All right, tell us about the butts you were saying social media was
Before,
showing you.
before we get into that,
How many
we gonna-
butts did social media send
Shut
you this
up.
week?
Before we get into that, we're gonna take a little break. Give y'all a little time to digest everything that's been talked about so far. Talked about so far, and we'll get right back to y'all.
This episode is sponsored by Oak Lane Studios.
I hate it here. He did it. I ain't doing it again.
Book your session at oaklanestudios.com.
But anyway, so after
Welcome back.
welcome back. Appreciate you. He was annoying me during the break. So
Ashley's fault.
now that we're back,
Oh my god! Always the woman.
we want to introduce a segment where though we ask the question of the day. Question of the day can come from any of the castmates, or it could come from any of you who are watching. We'll try to do something as far as Instagram to incorporate the audience. But the question of today, because Zay likes to watch butts, is what is the influence on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook that social media in general is having on what people see and what people watch.
All right. First of
So
all,
you could answer the first. You could answer it first.
Let me explain myself.
All right.
I don't love to watch butts. It's just that when butts go across my screen, I'm not going like swipe past the butt. I'm not going to shoot it out the way. I'm gonna just
like big butts and you can't.
When it happen, it happen. But what I feel like on social media, it's promoting a lot of like negative and sexual things on there, and not the positive things. And what I mean by that is
degeneracy.
Basically, like I can see on social media, a girl can post her butt in tight panties. You
Look
can
how
see
he's
everything.
doing his hands. Why you gotta do it like that?
You want to make sure she got that wagon dragging.
But look, it's
Like
always
the
about
shape.
the pinky
He
cut.
said them
The
apple
pinky-
bottom jeans and them boots.
but like she can post all that, or I can post a video of me killing somebody, and
Whoa.
that'll get
Red
shown.
light this
That'll
brother.
get shown on social media
You are
without
not
getting
violent.
taken down. But if I was to post a message about, "Hey man, God loves you, and He appreciates you," social media wouldn't even try and put that in the algorithm to show a bunch of people. So I feel like, and my question is, is social media promoting negative things out there in the
pornography.
So to
atmosphere?
answer that question, you say what? Yes.
Yes, I feel like it is.
So why do you think? Why do you think it's like? What's the
Because
purpose
people
of
like him partaking in the negativity.
it? Hey, maybe.
But I just told you, like, it don't hit the algorithm. It don't, like, it's not going to hit the algorithm with something positive. It's always going to be something negative.
You can
It's
search for
algorithm.
something
But that's not
positive.
true.
Even if I search, it's still going to show me
That's
the
not
buzz.
true because she posts that lady preaching and stuff like that. Like
time.
she, where she? Do you think?
She's
Now
a
she- now
girl.
she
It
pops
don't
up on my
count.
Don't, don't
Right.
do that.
She's
Don't
a,
do-
it,
right. Red
Yes,
light
it
this
does
brother.
count because I can like guys. I can like guys posts.
What kind of guy
I
posts
can go
do you
look
like?
for Morris Chestnut all day. I mean,
Morris
Or
Chestnut.
she can find a
He's like
she can find a
old.
man fresh out the gym in a
I don't care.
speedo.
I
And they be
guess,
all
yeah.
down her timeline.
All right, so everybody answer that question. Ben, what you think about that?
Do
Do
I
you
think
think social
social
media
media-
is promoting negativity?
I mean, I think social media helps.
Negativity?
Helps negativity definitely because it sells.
Right.
People more people would click if you scrolling and a butt just show up. You like, whoa, what was that? You want to click on it. So obviously,
That's you though.
Listen,
that's
but,
you the
but
problem.
I think the world, if we want to get biblical, the world is based off of lust of the flesh, lust of the eye, and the pride of life. So lust of the flesh, lust of the flesh is what you can touch, your pleasure.
It's there, right?
Lust of the eye is the things that entice you. If you're walking down the street and you see a woman in a bikini, you're going natural. It's
I'm
like,
following her.
oh
Come here,
snap,
shorty.
yo, what's up?
Yo, red light
so
that
it's,
man.
so obviously it's gonna get. I think it does bring out what's already there. So I'm
Right.
not saying it's nothing on the man or the woman who are going after this stuff, but I think the people who are promoting it know that people are going to gravitate. It's just like if on Twitter. Twitter used to be normal. Joey explained it before. You go to Twitter, 6 deaths that no one ever saw, and it's people jumping off of buildings.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, who's watching this kind of stuff? But obviously, they know that it's going to get some clicks. It's going to get people kind of like, it's going to get your attention. And I think that's what you see just in music in general, just in media in general. You see that mainly the thing is about garnering people's attention. So I do think social media does play a big role in soliciting sex or whatever it is, and I think we just kind of play into that what you call it? I want to say
That
play.
narrative, yeah.
Yeah, we just play into the narrative. So yeah, I would say that social media does play a part, but not to
Go ahead. Finish.
belabor on the point,
Belabor? What does that mean?
not to keep going.
Okay.
What?
Quote me.
All right, come on.
So, but I will say, I never liked the idea of people blaming the internet or society or, what do you call it? They say internet, they say society. I never liked the whole
Concept of them saying,
social media.
I'm like that because it's
Social media,
Right.
because I do
Place and
believe that
blame.
there are people that are pushing this. These are women who are taking their clothes off on their own. These
Right.
are men who are posting their. They know what they're
Yeah,
doing.
but
and
can't you
posting
say
this
that they're
stuff.
taking their clothes off because they know you're going to click on it?
right, and that's
So it's your fault.
that is the thing, right? I feel like
Why you gotta isolate him, dog?
Listen, I
Because
feel like
he's saying social media is playing a part.
No,
But you're the person that's you,
So I'm
him
saying-
and him.
But
Big
that's not-
Red over
so-
here
but
clicking
the-
on
And
more
Marcus.
butts.
But the
than-
la- but the-
Marcus
Come on,
too.
watch your mouth.
You
But
love
the-
y'all love butts so much.
I sure do.
That girl gonna constantly take off her drawer or her.
But you know what's
dress.
because
crazy?
you know
Yeah.
people like y'all gonna click that
She
like
not even
button.
gonna click it.
Here's the
That's
funny-
not social
here's the
media.
funny
That's
part.
you.
But
That's you
but-
and this girl taking off her shorts.
So my point was my point was, even though you have social media, the point was I never like to just say it's social media because there are people.
Right.
So before the girl says Benny's going to like it, she has to say I'm going to post it. So you can't just say, "Oh, that's all on the people for liking her picture," but it's nothing on her for actually
Yeah,
putting
because
herself
it's
out
after
there.
the fact. It's after.
But
it's after seeing somebody naked get the pics is where I now take. You said something about the OnlyFans. You were saying how it was your account was messed up. You couldn't get. You couldn't
No,
get your
I've
money.
never
Don't-
bought no
Yo,
OnlyFans.
stop.
I'm
Stop
straight up.
putting-
Don't
stop
even put
putting
that
smut
out
on
there.
people jacket,
Don't
bro.
even put that out
You've been
there.
putting
My
smut on
thing
people
is,
jacket all day.
Those people that post those pictures are
That
responsible
wasn't a
for
true
them.
statement. I just made that.
They
up.
are not responsible for you. Those people that post those pictures of them naked or their butts out or the thongs or their boobs showing, whatever, they are responsible for them. They are not responsible for you clicking that like button.
Right.
You click that like button.
Like
because
butt? What? How
you
many
click
butt?
that like butt because you like that butt.
Right.
Right. So I just think right where to answer the question is social media pushing it. I think social media will push whatever's most popular.
Right.
So social media is just the engine that fuels your butt desire. Isaiah, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't have a butt desire.
How about this? We had to sit Ashley on this side of the room.
Wait, I ain't got no butt. I had no problem.
For your
I got no
safety,
butt.
we put this table in between y'all.
Oh
here.
my god.
See that, Marcus?
Always throwing
Yeah,
smut on
but no,
somebody's
that was a
jacket.
joke. Isaiah is clean and tamed in this.
Marcus the butt man.
Yeah, I'm not a wild one.
Oh, that's why we had to separate him too. But at the end of the day, you think about if social media is. Can I get camera 28, please?
Oh my god.
Numbers keep going.
We don't even have 28 cameras.
So
It was 27. Now it's 28.
so if you would think if social media is just the engine that pushes it, if we all love doing arts and craft, it's
don't.
going to promote arts and craft.
don't.
So if you're saying is social media pushing negativity, I'm going to say yes, only because it's what we now crave as a society. Because if you ever walk down the street, y'all guys, and if you walk down the street, a girl, she has tight jeans or tights on, she walks past you, what are you going to do?
Look.
Look,
We're going to turn around and look.
No, I'm gonna look
Do
in
you-
the way she's walking. So and then when
Oh,
she
right, you
walks
going to
past,
look before.
he
I
gonna
was
set,
already looking over
he
there.
gonna set up the look.
Right, you turn before she walk past, though.
That's
That way you
your
already
excuse
looking
for
that way.
You just happen to be in my
At the
vision.
same time, if you
You
ever
just happen to
walk,
be in my vision.
right,
I was already going
but
that
if
way.
you notice, and if anybody has white friends, they do not turn around and look at women's butt.
That's a lie.
When you're walking down the street, when you're just, I'm talking about you not in a party
That's
scene.
what did
not
you
in a
call
club,
it?
not
Didn't
in
you
a
say
college
that's a-
scene.
At work.
What do you
At
call it?
work.
Not in a construction
Didn't you
site.
say that's
Not in a construction
I'm
site.
saying,
I want to hear him finish this.
based off of
'cause-
the white people that I know and been hanging around,
Okay.
walking down the street, and the girl walks past, they may make a comment to it, but the person that I found was turning around was I'm looking
You.
at myself.
You was
like-
turning around.
My white boyfriend didn't look.
There
my
it is.
My ex-boyfriend that was white. He didn't.
He didn't look.
I seen a white
I
guy
think-
look
I
at
think-
We were
me,
together, he
and then we
never- he
both
never
looked
I'm thinking
together.
How you
I
know?
looked before he
I'm
looked.
not saying
How
all
you
white
know?
people. I'm not
Because he
saying
didn't.
all
I was
black
with
people.
him. He just
that
didn't.
wasn't. I'm
I was
saying,
like, I would point it out. I'd be like, you see her? Why she got them tights on with no underwear?
he's like, I didn't even look.
But he's not
And
gonna
he
look
just was
in
like-
front of you.
No.
Yes, I mean,
Maybe
I feel like he would.
But at the same,
if
but,
he was gonna do
but
it.
my point is to
Dang,
say
that's
to
kinda
wrap this point up. I'm
disrespectful.
saying our mentality
It's not disrespectful.
says, let me see, because 9 times out of
So now it's a
10,
black
you're not
people
looking
thing.
to.
That's what it sounds like.
No, you're not looking to slap on it and grab. I gotta get one. Whatever Marcus was saying, he gonna follow her down the road. We don't know what
Yeah,
he
I'm trying to
gets.
holler at shit. I'm trying to take
I
that
feel
down.
like any man would look.
But
Honestly,
nine
I'm
times
not
out
saying.
of
I'm
10
not saying he didn't look because he was white. I'm just saying I did have a white man who didn't look like when we were out. He really didn't show no desire for other women or anything. And I honestly think he was obsessed with me until.
Here we go.
I feel
Put
like
the obsessed
look,
screen up.
he was obsessed.
Oh yeah.
Until a point he was like a little crazy, but still,
Right.
I don't feel like he
Obsession
would just,
light is yellow.
He would just look like he just. But I feel like all men would look. You have eyes. You are going to look. If I had a man and he looked, I'm like,
Wait, was it a good obsession or like Joe from You obsession?
it was an obsession.
It was scary.
Yeah.
But to bring back to what I was trying to say, I'm saying not to make this about. Why is that light flashing when I'm going?
I wanted to put red as soon as you started.
So only thing I'm trying to say is social media does push
This is a
negativity.
joke.
I'm saying
Oh,
yes,
man.
but our mentality. Forget white people. I'm saying our mentality
As men.
as men in our demographic, as our lane, as where we come up in Philadelphia, West Philly, where we come up in
Me so lame, dog. Chill out.
till I die. Wait. So I'm saying,
But no, you
our-
can't put that
sign.
just on men because women be doing it too.
Yeah, but you're going.
know
that's
how
some,
many-
but that's somewhere else. I'm just saying for
Just
right
let him
now.
finish his point.
We'll get to you later, Big Red. So what?
Clifford. Nah.
Give the camera 27. So here
Y'all
we
better
go.
stop. They're gonna say y'all fat shaming in the comments.
It'll be all right because some people need to be.
I ain't
shade.
fatphobic. I'm
If
right
you're
next
fat,
to him.
You should not walk down a
on,
hallway
Joey,
straight
come on.
forward.
Joey.
Turn to the side. Because if I'm coming down, I'm like, all
All
right.
right.
Wait,
If I'm
what
coming
is he
down-
talking about again?
Fat people don't understand coming down the hallway. That's all.
Oh my
You
god.
got, bro, you gotta chill,
Like,
yo.
if
Finish your point, bro.
Stop.
Stop.
Wait, I don't even know what he's saying.
If you don't want to watch it on the playback. Go,
my
bro.
saying, you would think you would
Finish
be like,
your
all right, let me
point.
go duck and go into this the cubicle.
Why are they hiding?
No, I gotta cut. Now I'm uncomfortable.
Joey, just finish your point, bro.
Oh my god.
Now I'm uncomfortable.
Oh man,
So anyway,
I want you to make that a reel, put it on Instagram, see how that turned
that's
out.
gonna be the Mason real.
why are you crying?
Because it was hilarious.
With the fat people in the hallway?
Because it made no sense, bro.
Crying.
Oh my goodness.
Why are you
He's
crying?
a jerk, yo.
Yes.
I'm just
like what?
So anyway,
Well, we're done with you.
forgot what
Ashley,
I was
how do you
I
feel
can't
about
even
it?
get myself together because this
Oh, my
boy
God.
is sick. Okay,
Sick is not
man.
he's sick.
I forgot what I was talking about. But
I
so,
don't think you ever
horrible.
knew.
But while Ashley gets herself together, Joe,
But
you're
you
done.
and-
You're
you're
done.
Yeah.
You're
he
done.
started saying that.
I didn't say nothing about fat, yo.
You're done. I would agree that
About the fat people thing?
we're done with that. I'm speaking about social media. I do agree that social media does have an influence on children, adults, society, the entire thing. I feel like social media is the biggest magic trick. They feed you things that are popular, and the reason why I think this is the reason why the world is so jacked up, not to be so deep, but is to distract us from things that are more important.
Yes, absolutely.
I agree.
As far as what you're subjected to in that algorithm or whatever, I think that's a you thing. I think it's the things you watch. I think it's what you search up on the internet. Because I used to work for a phone companies. A lot of things people don't know when they set up their phones is because you're just clicking through, you share your analytics. And when you share your analytics, whatever you search, whatever you watch, whatever you read, whatever is in that have, I guess you could say, hashtags that are being blasted across the internet as top priority,
Yeah.
those are the things that begin to display
Right.
on your timeline. So if you're looking into the Diddy thing, you're going to see Diddy. If you're looking into
Or stuff like that, right?
yeah, if you're looking into somebody making a sexual reference, the minute you watch one video, it's something about sex, or it's a video about this, or it's porn clips about etc. Corn. There you go.
Corn
'Cause
clip.
Right.
YouTube be crazy with the
They don't let you
the
say
strikes.
They don't let you say porn.
No.
No, you gotta say corn.
Yeah, you got
But-
that.
Well, we just said it like 4 or 5 times.
All
Well, I
right.
mean, sir,
well,
I guess-
don't keep saying it.
I didn't know.
I guess certain. I hear people still say it, but
We're not big enough yet.
No,
but
I don't want to
Yeah.
say it. I'm
got
just
you.
saying.
All right.
Right.
You
No
gotta dip him in the
explanation.
what?
No explanation is
I'm not
needed.
explaining that. I'm just saying I'm responding to his point where he's saying about if social media is or they're tracking what you do. Can you say that it's social media's responsibility to monitor how you're being tracked?
I would say social media. I mean, if social media is monitoring you, so that they can feed you what you're looking for, is that
Regardless of whatever it
is that a
is.
good? But I don't think if I'm talking about cooking, social media will start giving me cooking shows. I don't think that's. I don't. I mean, that's just me. I'm saying I don't think that's how
So
it works.
how about this?
We're just monitoring everything you do, and because you're talking about gym, because social media still needs to make money. So I think we're going to give you things that we can sell to you. So I don't think it's just you like cooking. Here's
So
some cooking
I'll break it down
references.
to you like this, right? Social media, the algorithm for everything is different. So whether it be Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. So what happens is when it comes to the analytics, you begin to see the ads. So if I search for a bed on my iPhone, you'll start to see bed ads on Instagram. And what happens? You'll click on the ad, and then when you click on the ad, these things will start showing up in your feed.
Right.
Now is that always? It's not always negativity though.
No.
It all depends on the
What you
person.
search,
No,
right.
I'm saying, but I'm like, if you're saying social media is pushing negativity, and I'm searching for, I need new couches.
Okay, so this
and
is-
social media gives me a couch. It's not social media's part of pushing negativity.
So this is where I speak to this is where I speak to the specific
you gonna say no.
this is where I speak to the specific of negativity. We'll do this, right? Or let's just say another podcast. They'll do a pod, but what is the real that is created from the pod? It's the most negative clip that gets all the
Probably.
traction in the world.
Like I'm pretty sure Cam Newton's thing was a lot longer than that one
Right,
thing
then
that
those
only
clips
came
were-
at
Yeah,
his
if
lifestyle.
he doesn't challenge that lady, that
You watched the
clip
whole thing?
No, I watched it. Yeah.
that clip that challenges that lady is what causes the most traction. Why? Because it gets people to have a conversation, and because people have a different opinions, it creates dialogue, creates traction, etc., etc. So, in a sense, we're responsible for the negativity
Right.
that social media
And
push,
that's what I'm saying.
because we're the ones who put out the negative, engaging,
Right.
negative things, because we know it's what.
It's gonna sell.
And
or
it's
gonna
like,
click.
and the sad part about it is, even if you just remove social media and you just look at the timeline of history, violence, negativity has always been the forefront of
humanity.
humanity and what we find
But our
entertaining.
culture is more prominent because for some odd reason, whoever's in control. Now, if I think that's where Benny's trying to go, where the people who are in charge say, let's give them this. Let's promote sexual. What am I
You got
sitting next to a
COVID?
dinosaur? Dang.
caught it in my
As soon as I get
elbow.
on camera 29, it's just nothing but sound and sound effects.
Someone
Sorry about
sanitize
you,
that
boo.
microphone.
Yeah. We gonna hire you as the sound effect machine. Like, you
All right, finish.
Yo.
I don't know what's happening. Sitting next to the generator here. Come on, man. You picked the wrong seat to sit next to.
All right, we're done with
You don't
Joey.
remember what he was
Ashley.
saying.
Right.
I know.
We'll
because
close
I
out.
Sneezed on my.
All right. We'll close out with this. Ashley will give her point, and we'll get back to the audience and wrap things up.
No, I just feel like everybody should be mindful of what you feed yourself when it comes to social media. If you look up butts all the time, you're going to get butts on your search
Come on,
page.
Zay.
If you look up crotch, what'd you call it?
Crotch.
Crotches all the time, you're going to get
Speedo,
crotches
nigga.
on
Is that
your
what you
search
search
page.
for?
If you
Crotch?
out
But
here
that's, I'm
looking
just
for men in
saying,
Speedos, it's
whatever
going to
you
get crazy
search
out
for,
here.
you have to expect to see. So I feel like social media, we got to be mindful while on social media of what we're feeding ourselves. I know there are certain things that I don't want to partake in, or certain things I don't want to see. So I won't click that stuff. I won't like it because I don't want it to pop up on my Explore page, nor do I want to see it on my Instagram feed at all. So I'm just mindful about what I'm looking for on social. I'm intentional about what I'm looking for on social media.
All right.
That's it.
All right, and with that being said, we have officially got our first
Hey,
pod
look, if we don't
done.
post this, we ain't coming back here.
Yeah.
If this one don't go up, I ain't coming
Don't
back.
start.
Jinx.
Just let the show close out without your
I don't wanna
nonsense.
listen. So
Gosh,
if
anyway.
if I'm gonna leave some, how about this? This is the only segment I want. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. The I am Joe Smith segment. Let me get camera 33.
I might have mute your mic.
He can. He has that power. I want
Hurry
everybody-
up. Hurry up.
I want everybody to take on this, right? Your influence dictates your behavior. So if you are influenced, you can never be influenced. I am Joe Smith. Take that.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, y'all, welcome to the lane. We appreciate y'all stopping by, catching the first introduction episode, and we holler.
We'll see you next time.
See y'all
guys.
next time.
See y'all.